Hello. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Concordia's third annual IncubatorCTX Pitch Perfect Competition.
Welcome, everyone. It's so great to see everyone here. Our business name is Social Studios at Concordia. Okay, so quick table of contents. We're going to meet the team. We're going to go over the Social Studios overview, and then we're going to go to the details of Social Studios, and then we're going to go to the target market, the revenue, and the investing portion. So my name is Chenoweth. I'm a business major. I'm an intern at the Incubator here on campus. I'm also a campus ministries leader, and I'm the Discourse Division Club President here on campus as well.
I'm Trinity Klamecki. I'm a junior studying marketing, and I have tech experience through my internship, and I'm a collegiate athlete here at Concordia playing tennis.
Hi, my name is Natalia Goodman. I'm currently doing my master's in business administration. I'm a graduate assistant for the dean of students, as well as a collegiate athlete here at Concordia.
So our mission is that we want to open up Concordia to serve the greater community of Austin. We want to monetize Concordia by offering our beautiful campus and providing generous price points and great benefits.
So something that our team noticed was that there is no community center located here within this area of Austin. But we have an incredibly beautiful campus that the whole community can benefit from. We want to create more engagement within the Austin community, as well as potentially increasing our enrollment.
So this is exactly what we're bringing to campus. We're bringing an extended cafe and bar. We're bringing improv classes, sketch classes, yoga classes, Pilates classes, and music studios in the upper level of the B building. And in the downstairs of the B building, we're bringing pottery classes, interactive art gallery, and a large variety of different art classes as well. And we're opening up the Nature Preserve to the community. We're going to let people come and do Nature Preserve tours, and we're also going to utilize those spaces behind the C and the D building for gardening plots to make our campus more beautiful.
Our plan will be to extend the cafe in Building B to longer hours, as well as include beer and wine. Now here are some of the price rates for the garden spaces and the preserve tours. As you can see, they can be broken down into daily and annual passes, but the garden spaces will have no daily passes.
Here are the daily rates for the spaces. We offer daily, weekly, and monthly. For our music studio, yoga, Pilates, improv sketches, art and pottery sessions, and art gallery. Let's take a second and review the prices. It's this easy. Once you become a member, you'll go online to acquire your unique number. You'll take that number and you'll use it to sign up for classes, you'll pay your deposit, and once you pay your deposit, you can arrive to CTX, grab your badge or your day pass, and then you're on your way.
So a great thing about Social Studios for students is that it has great student benefits. Every single student at Concordia gets a 10% discount to all the different classes and amenities that Social Studios offers. And every single student will be getting free, unlimited preserve tours to be able to explore and just take advantage of that beautiful preserve as much as they possibly can. And also, they have the ability to include Social Studios right into their tuition, so it's hassle-free, and they don't have to even sign up. They can just come to classes and just learn, love, and grow as much as they can with Social Studios.
So our target market is ages 12 through 40. The areas that we would like to target are the north and western Austin area, Cedar Park, Bushy Creek, Lakeway, Bee Cave, and the people we would like to attract are creative spirits, high school students, college students, outdoor enthusiasts, active individuals, as well as singles and couples, and Christians and Lutherans.
So our revenue allocation, we obviously have to pay the people that are teaching the classes and helping out and making, guide, advise, and making Social Studios such a great learning experience. But also, all of that money will be funneled right back into Concordia's revenue stream, making the university much more profitable as a whole. So we are asking for $15,000. This is just going to cover the music studio equipment, art supplies, yoga Pilates equipment, ID badges, and door sensors to make that B building a little bit more safer and less accessible for the public, so everybody is able to go in if they have that ID badge. And our potential investors, obviously Concordia, Austin Angel Investors, Lutheran Christian churches from the greater Austin area, grants from the city of Austin, alumni and philanthropists, and potential sponsors.
Thank you for listening and thank you for your time. We'll be taking questions now.
Yeah, so parking definitely is tight, especially in that visitor parking. However, in the main parking lot, which I can actually go back and, oh wait, no, it's not there, no mind. Let me go back to the slide. So the main parking lot by the baseball fields, it's a very, very large lot, and half of that space is not utilized. So there's plenty of parking for people to park, and if they do want to park in that visitor parking, we could definitely assess that and change that up, not allow them to park there if it gets a little too full. That's a great question. So we have a couple ideas for that. So with instructors, we can definitely pull from Concordia's professors and their different resources. However, we also want to have different people from outside the community teach classes and get involved with Concordia. And they have the option of bringing their whole class to Concordia, and then we can restructure the payment. However, if they're very experienced and charging a lot, then obviously we can reconsider that. And yeah, so we have some flexibility with that. Yeah, great question. So with our social studios, CTX.com, it'll be an add-on from the Concordia website, so people can access it right from the Concordia website, or they can just go directly to our website. And in that website, we'll have a secure payment system where when they select the activities, times, and days of choice that they want to come, they will pay that deposit right in there, and then all those funds will be allocated to those teachers, and it will just go back to the school as well. So being linked with the website, obviously being on campus, it'll all be a really easy pay structure, and everyone will get paid.
So I felt that as well. From the consumer standpoint, this is like your portal, your hub. So everything payment related will be through this secure website, and it's kind of like your landing page, and it'll have like all the classes and the breakdowns for payment.
So it sounds to me then like social studios would be assuming the liability for like insuring everything, assuming all the liability for each of these businesses. That you're basically the business, not Concordia, and not like this yoga person or this art person or the person who's serving beer and wine.
Yes, there's always liability with business, but that's why we love waivers.
For sure.
Okay, judges, that's time. Round of applause, folks.
Hello everyone, I hope everybody's having an amazing day today. My name is Theo Givens. I'm currently a bilingual student athlete here at Concordia in the men's soccer program. My major is business with a concentration in communication. Throughout my life, I've been pretty successful when it comes to soccer. After winning an AAC championship and being named Offensive Player of the Year this year, I really wanted my business career to be as successful as my soccer career. That is the main reason why I started working with my friend and teammate, Juan Gonzalez, who owns two businesses. The first one is a marketing agency, and the second one is actually the business I'll be talking about today, JCN Farm.
Thank you, Bill. So, with the rising population and salt becoming less arable, how can we make sure that we have what it takes to produce enough food to feed all these people? So, I'm Juan Gonzalez, I'm the co-founder and CFO of JCN Farms, and this is exactly the problem that we're trying to solve. So, at JCN Farms, one of our main goals is to be able to produce food, right, in this uncertainty. Like I said, 250 million crop production acres will be lost by 2050. So this really put together for us that we need to come up with a solution for two things. In big cities, produce is not available. It comes from very far places. So how can we solve this? And the second one, how can we produce food at scale? So for the first issue, right, we are growing in a container, off-grid container. It's powered by solar panels we have downtown, where we're growing gourmet mushrooms that we are selling to high-end restaurants. So that's how we solve that first issue, right? Being able to give food and fresh produce inside the city. So how we do it is we grow it vertically inside this container. So this is a container. Like I said, we have it downtown here in Austin, Texas. We just recently got it around a month ago. Our plan is to just sell it out and then put it a second one, and then move to Houston, San Antonio, Dallas, etc. So that's the first thing, right? Just being able to produce food inside the city. So these are the products that we're currently selling right now. And then the second thing is, so one of the biggest reasons we got into this industry was the opportunity that there was. So like I mentioned, with salt becoming less arable, in the future, you're only going to be able to produce food in a controlled environmental agriculture, right? So that's why you get into this industry. As you can see here, just in the past years, this industry has grown a lot. In 2021, this industry received around $51.2 million in investments. So this was really attractive for us as we saw that there was a room for growth within this industry. So this is some of our partnerships. You have TouchWave, Adapt, and Cultivated. So TouchWave, they are the guys that are going to be developing all of our technologies for our future farms so that we can have this farm to be as effective as possible. Adapt Ag is the company that we partnered with for the containers. They're based out of Canada. And then this last one, Cultivated, they're also based out of Canada. This last one is helping us solve our second issue, which is how do we produce food at scale? So right now we're trying to acquire a company in Mexico. It's 98 acres of land located in San Luis Potosí, Mexico, where they have a 273,000 square foot high technology facility where they're growing tomatoes. What we really like about this is that in these kind of businesses, you have contracts prior to the beginning of each cycle, so sales is not really an issue, as you have these offtake agreements with these distribution companies where they're committing to buy all the product that you can grow. So this really attracted us, as this is a very smart way for us to get into this industry. So here's a quick video of the greenhouse, just so you get an idea of what this place looks like. And again, there's 98 acres of land, and what we're really excited about this is the room for growth. So with these 98 acres of land, we could build 11 of these greenhouses. Right now, for our first stage, we're hoping to acquire the company and double its operational capabilities. So right now, we're raising $5 million with the help of our Cultivated, our partners, and we're hoping to close this deal in these next months. So, just a little bit about the performance. We're able to grow 78,000 pounds of product per week. This results in $1.2 million in sales each year. And like I said, we're going to put a second greenhouse, so this would be double. So what we grow tomato on the vine. The reason we decided to grow tomato on the vine is that this product only grows in greenhouses, so we're not competing against traditional farming. So the prices are very, very good. And then again, just market opportunity. 2/3 out of all the tomatoes consumed in the U.S. come from Mexico. So for us, as an agricultural company, it just makes sense to get into this industry. These are advisors, like I mentioned, Cultivated. These are the guys that are helping us, some of our other advisors. And I would like to use this slide to give a special mention to my coaches, as in these past 4 years, they've played a huge role as just a life advisor. This is our team. We have Chris Wilder, which is our CEO, Nolan Wahlberg, myself, Juan Gonzalez, Ryan Perez, and Drew Conyers. These last two are engineers that are right now working with TouchWave to produce these technologies. And our latest addition to the team, Theo Givens, he's going to be interning with us. And so this adjacent farm, this is what we're trying to do. Again, just solving that food insecurity, those issues, and making sure that we can produce enough food for the future to come. Thank you so much. It's a Q&A. If you want to scan it, it will take you right to our social media, website, all that stuff. Yeah, so for right now, we want to just focus on those two. But in the future, we're hoping to be able to raise money and have a vertical farm here in the States. We'll probably be growing strawberries, leafy greens, that kind of stuff. But what we're excited about is that we have the opportunity to use the greenhouse to prove our technologies that we will be developing. And that's another source of revenue, right? Once we are able to create those technologies, we can sell that to other farms. And the greenhouse allows us to not only test it, but also bootstrap, right? So like with the deal structure that we have, there's enough money left after paying expenses and your financing payments. So that's also the goal, like bootstrap with the same funds from the greenhouse to develop these technologies that will add a lot of value to our company in the future. Yeah. So really with a container, what we were looking for is being able to offer fresh product inside big cities, because most product in big cities comes from very far away. Like some of the restaurants that we've talked to, they're getting their product from California, from Michigan. So for them to have the opportunity to get product that's grown 15 minutes away, and that the same day that it's harvested, they're preparing it on their dishes, is really attractive for them. So that's why we went down that route as well, because we wanted to make sure that not only producing food at scale, but also being able to offer fresh produce inside the cities. So that's a great question. Yeah, so obviously all the United States. Right now we want to start with just taking over Austin. We're thinking the market will allow us to have maybe 2 containers max. I feel like after that, it might be a little harder. So what we're focusing on is selling this first container out, maybe building that second one here, depending on the demand that we see. But if not, go to Houston, San Antonio, Dallas. Once we take over Texas, start expanding. But yeah, just right now, just take over Austin. Just mushrooms. In the future, we want to try other varieties in the containers, like strawberries and things like that. The reason we're doing mushrooms is because they don't really need light, and they're not as picky as other things. And like, for example, in this container, we can produce around 4,000, 5,000 pounds a month. And then the good thing about these urban mushrooms is that their margins are very high, because each pound is sold for like $14 to $16. So like that was a very good cash flow. So that's one of the reasons we decided to go with mushrooms. Thank you for your time.
Hi, my name is Robert Diebel. This is my company, Horizon Growth and Expansion. So first, I'm going to talk a little bit about our company. I'll introduce our team. Next, we'll get into our purpose and kind of why we do what we do. And we'll go over the problem that we've identified and our solution to solve that problem. Next, we'll go over why it's a good time to be in this industry now, as well as the potential of the market. Fifth will be our process. That's a little bit more of a deeper dive into our solution for that identified problem. Sixth will be our business model, and then we'll round out with our competition as well as our long-term vision. So our team, my name is Robert Diebel. Here's a couple of my accomplishments up there, as well as my business partner, Oryah Chittick. I have a background in operations management. She has a background in marketing and sales. So our company's purpose, we go into companies and we look for potential missed opportunities for growth, as well as maybe business processes that these companies have implemented that could be hindering them from achieving that potential growth. We like to work on big expansion projects with these companies, so things like improving their customer experience, that's vital for growing your business, as well as adding and changing locations, that's something that we have a lot of experience with. Optimizing product lines, that's adding or removing products and services from your catalog, as well as making sure your use of marketing techniques as well as technology is up to date and optimized. So the problem we've identified is small, medium-sized businesses are often owner-operated, and these owners might not have the time, the know-how, or the budget to be able to expand their businesses effectively. Our solution to this, we work with a very specific subset of businesses in a specific industry, and we have a tailored system to businesses in that industry. That system is tried and true, it's worked very well in the past, so we have a track record there. Market potential, $18 billion, that's the Texas vehicle recreation industry GDP. Our subset of that is $1.9 billion, that's for the Austin area. And then a conservative estimate of 10% of that is $190 million. We think that's the amount of businesses that would be open to working with us as customers. And then our process. So step one is the initial analysis. That's when we go into your business, we start spending time with your company and your customers and kind of understand your processes and why you do what you do. Number two is we update and optimize your branding and external image. So that's your website, social media, things like that, things that allow your customers to make a first impression and learn about your business before they ever even interact with you. Number three, customer satisfaction measurements. So we'll take metrics before, during, and after we operate. Before, obviously, is to establish a baseline. Take those metrics again while we're operating. That's to make sure we don't screw anything up while we're in there. And then we'll take those again, and hopefully we see some improvement there. 4 is internal metric measurement and analysis. So whatever, every business has a unique situation. Whatever numbers are very relevant to your business at a certain time. Could be debt. If you're a public company, it might be stock price. Could just be revenue, whatever that is. We'll start formulating our plan of attack around those relevant numbers. 5th is the expansion plan and implementation. So that is, we'll sit down with your business as a team and we'll start going over what exactly you want to achieve and what we think is the best route to get there. And then we'll take it a step further and actually facilitate those plans as a cohesive unit, our team as well as your business. our business model. We'll charge a $2,500 initial analysis fee. That's step one of our process. That's just the information gathering phase. And we also have different packages with different pricing models. The only difference between the packages there is how much time we're going to end up spending with your company. Competition. We don't have any direct competition, although it's obviously very important to acknowledge indirect competition. So some of those examples would be full-time employees. As a business owner, you can obviously just hire somebody to make it their full-time job to expand your business. Other consultants that operate outside this industry, that's a good option for growing businesses, but they don't have the industry experience that we have. As well as ambitious owners. That's just owners that want to take on this project themselves. Good option, but again, the efficiency is where we're going to lack there. Our vision, we want to kind of develop a streamlined, repeatable process for this to eventually scale the business and make it outside of just our ability to operate. So we have the external image module that's already in use. That's the websites and social media, things like that. The next priority for us is the internal metrics measurement and analysis. I think that's very important for businesses, and they like to see that. So we're asking for $20,000, and we'll go towards funding the design and the software development and tooling and licensing for developing that module to be able to kind of have an all-in-one system for that. So, any questions? Yeah, so it's a lot of rental companies. We've done a lot with boat clubs, if you're familiar. So rental companies with ATVs and boating, RVs, things like that. Aviation is kind of where I want to go next with this. So
You said aviation.
aviation.
How will you identify the people that want to expand or have the capital maybe to expand?
Good question. So I think every business wants to expand. A lot of times people get caught up in maybe the day-to-day of running their business, and owners a lot of times get focused on continuing to maintain what they have rather than looking ahead. And that's honestly where we come in, is kind of just describe our customer there. And it's maybe being able to open their eyes to this is possible, because a lot of people maybe don't think that they have the know-how or the budget or the experience to be able to do something like that. So, our ability to be able to go in there and say, hey, you can do this, it's not that hard. That's exactly why our service exists.
Are you really trying to stay geographically in Texas, or is it just really depending on where people want to expand?
Yeah, so I've done this before. I worked for a boat company in Colorado. I was actually able to expand multiple subsidiary companies from them into 4 states. So really wherever they want to expand, it's just market analysis and things like that that go into it. Local business is something that I like supporting, so developing a relationship is obviously very important when you're working with customers on a long-term basis. So being in the Texas area to begin with, if they're headquartered here, is something that we are looking for, but if they would like to expand anywhere else, then that's something we're definitely open to. But really nailing down their process in Texas first to make it repeatable, consistent experience for the customers. If you look at Walmart or Target or anything like that, you can go to one of those anywhere and it's the same. So focusing in Texas and building that relationship is a really good way to start there, and then going out from there if they want to is definitely possible.
So would it be creating franchise options, or would it be more keeping it within under that same umbrella, just different locations?
So I have experience with both. It kind of depends what they prefer. Obviously, there's benefits to the franchise where you get that initial sale money up front, and then somebody else kind of runs the business. But then you do have a little bit less control there. So it's kind of up to them, and that's, you know, a process we'll go through and kind of figure out exactly what they want. If they're maybe at the stage in their career where they want to be a little bit more hands-off, the franchise model might make a little bit more sense so they can make that money up front. If they're really trying to build something a little bit bigger and continue to expand on it and have more influence on, if it's not a done concept, they want to continue improving, then maybe having that under their umbrella makes a little bit more sense. So it's a case-by-case basis, but we've experienced with both.
Will you be helping to bring in any financing? Because obviously, let's just mention the capital is a huge issue for people.
Definitely, yeah. So obviously there's different options for that, and the reality is that not everybody's going to be a candidate for it. So being able to have those conversations with them as well. If they want to expand, a lot of people are in that category where they want to be able to do that, and you know, those would be the people that don't have the time or the experience to do it. The third aspect of that is the budget, and a lot of that could be issues with how they're running their business. You know, there's a lot of businesses in this category, like the family-owned, operated, that maybe aren't as good with hammering down the numbers as they should be. So they're, you know, leaving things on the table or spending things on things they don't need to. So there's a lot of issues like that that we would probably address first if they're in a situation like that.
Thank you, Robert. Nice job.